Welcome to FermaxUK's brief introduction on how to wire our Duox 2-wire video system. This is our new 2-wire non-polarized technology. The wiring demonstrated here will be the same for audio and video systems. First of all, let's go through the components necessary to install this system. Here we have our panel, our power supply, our filter, our monitor bracket, and end-of-line termination. Here we have our power supply. At the top, our power LED, at the bottom, our overload LED. First off, we will wire in our main supply. From left to right, we will be wiring in live, neutral, and then earth. From here, we will now wire in our Duox filter 3244. Using a 2-wire cable, on the top right hand side on the first positive and negative, screw this down. Once secured, we will now move on to the 3244 Duox filter. On the top left hand side we have our power input, bottom right hand side we have our handset output, bottom left hand side we have our panel output, and top right hand side we have our outputs to the next filter. From here we will now wire in the filter to the power supply. Using the connections from the positive and negative, wire this into the top left hand connection of the filter. Make sure these are secure. We now have the power input into the filter. We now need to wire in our handsets on the bottom right hand side. Using 2-core cable going to the handsets, screw this in securely. We can now wire in our handset bracket, the 9406. On the back of the bracket you will see several connections. We will be interested in this case in the B in, that is our bus line in. You also have B out, which is to loop to another handset in the same apartment or through to the next apartment. Secure these in place in B in, B in. As stated, this is a non-polarized system, so it does not matter which way around the cables go. We will now wire in our Duox end-of-line termination, the 3255. On this small installation, we will only need one at the filter. As you can see on the bottom here, there are 2 screw-down terminals. We will need to connect this cable to the bus line that is connected to the handsets. Remember, this is on the bottom right-hand side of the filter. As you can see, there are a few jumper variations, but on this small install we will not be using a jumper at all. For further information on our jumper selection, please click on the link below. We will now be connecting our external Duox Skyline panel. Here we have our camera and our speaker. On the rear there are many different terminals. Here we have our door release terminals, our exit button terminals, and a few more terminals we will not be using on this install. To connect to our filter, all we will need to do is connect the B and B bus lines on the rear of the amplifier into the bottom left hand side of our filter. Again, this is non-polarized, so it does not matter which way the cable goes. Please remember to secure these cables down. Now that the panel and brackets have been connected, we can now start to mount the handsets to the brackets. You can see that if you tilt the handset forwards, the brackets will clip on in place by pushing at the bottom. We are now ready to power on the system. Once the system is powered, if you go to the handset, we can now program. Push and hold the menu button, which is the picture of the 4 squares, and you will see 2 icons appear on screen. The first being the icon of the panel and the second of the handset. If you push the lock release button when the panel icon is highlighted, that will then initiate the panel to be programmed. You can now go to the panel and push the corresponding button you wish the handset to be programmed to, and you will hear the programming noise. The handset will then initiate and you will see a picture, and the system is now complete and ready to be used.
The door is open. Please close the door behind you.
Thank you for watching this video from FermaxUK.